Welcome to Sixers Talk Now, the newest and must-watch Sixers fan channel on YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and smash that like button at the end of the video. Last night's Sixers-Nets game really couldn't have gone any worse. Like coming into the game, this was highly anticipated. This was the return of Ben Simmons. This was going to be a playoff type atmosphere, a playoff type level of competition. And well, they delivered on one end, but they did not deliver on the other end. The Nets came into this game, and you could tell that the Nets had a certain kind of swag to them. They played with a certain level of energy that the Sixers simply did not match. We got outworked in just about every facet of the game. The Brooklyn Nets got every loose ball. The Brooklyn Nets were pressuring us defensively. They were getting in passing lanes. They were winning the battle on the glass. I mean, they just outworked us, period. The Nets defense last night was just absolutely stellar. Again, the way they were pressuring the ball and pick and roll, really getting into the chest of James Harden, pause, the way that they were getting into passing lanes, getting deflections, getting steals. I mean, they were disrupting our offense left and right. You combine that with the fact that we could not hit a shot and our offense was abysmal. We shot 32% from the field, and that was after shooting better in the fourth quarter. For a large majority of that game, we were shooting under 30%. I mean, with a lack of energy and shooting under 30%, you're just not going to win any game in the NBA, whether you're playing Brooklyn or Charlotte or anybody else for that matter. And defensively, we just didn't have enough energy. That was evident early on. Like we were late on rotations. The Nets in that pick and roll, even when we did have the first rotation, anytime they made one extra pass or two extra passes, that second and third rotation just was not there, and we were giving up open shots to just about anybody who wanted them. And you cannot give up wide open shots to Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Seth Curry, Patty Mills. Like, these guys are going to hit open shots, and they were getting them all night. For me personally, the most disappointing thing about that game, it's not the fact that we lost, right? Like, coming into that game, I wasn't surprised I wouldn't have been surprised if we lost that game. The most disappointing thing to me was just the lack of effort. The energy in the arena on TV seemed incredible. There was so much hype coming into the game. Again, this is Ben Simmons' homecoming. This is Kyrie and KD versus Joel Embiid and James Harden. We know that type of energy KD and Embiid always have. You got the fact that Harden just left the Nets, and you know Harden wanted to prove to KD and Kyrie that he didn't need them. You knew Kyrie wanted to prove to James Harden that they didn't need him, right? Like, you had all of these storylines. You had all of this reason to add some juice, to add some oomph to that game. And you could see it coming from the Brooklyn Nets, and it just did not come from the Philadelphia 76ers. Like, they just got outworked. When you watch the game, if you simply watch the basketball and you just watch the effort that they played with as a whole, it just really looked like the game mattered more to the Brooklyn Nets. And that's what was disappointing, right? Like, as a Sixers fan, this game meant a lot to us. And you wanted the basketball and the product that the Sixers put out there to match that, and it just didn't. You know, some nights you just don't have it. Some nights you're gonna shoot 30%. Some nights you're gonna struggle from the free throw line, you know, but it was that effort, man. The lack of effort is what really, really bothered me. But you know, it's just one game. This one game is not an indictment on the season. Just because we lost to the Nets by 30 tonight does not mean that we're gonna lose to the Nets or the Bucks or anybody else for that matter in a playoff series. It's just one night. But again, it felt like a big night. It felt like a different type of game. It didn't feel like a regular season game. It really felt like a playoff game. And when it feels like that, and you have all this hype, and it's two of the most talented teams in the East, like, you really just wanted to see a competitive game. And we just had no effort all night. We came out flat. We finished flat. And that was the most disappointing thing to me. But you know what? It's on to the next one. What do you guys think? I want to hear from my fellow Sixers fans. Sound off in the comment section below. If you like the video, don't forget to like the video, man. This is only the second video on this Sixers channel, and I want to get boosted into that Sixers algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. And if you guys want to see how I felt about Ben Simmons' return to Philadelphia, go ahead and check out that video right there. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.